Okay, we're going to have some questions to the world champion, and we've got 2 pairs of British Grand Prix tickets to give away to good question answerers. Jenson's going to choose them, we hope. See all the arms fly. Only about 9 people want to go to the Grand Prix.
I don't think I should choose this.
Okay.
I think you guys should choose this.
Should we get Si to choose them?
So I'm going to lose some fans here.
We'd love to be able to
Who actually wants to go to the British Grand Prix? Yeah? Okay. So why is there only like 5 hands in the air with a question? I'm sure we can think of something. Yes, lady in the black.
Thank you. If you were in my position now and you really wanted to go to the British Grand Prix and you were questioning a world champion, what would you ask?
Brilliant. You've got no worries.
Yeah.
You're definitely going.
I would have imagination and come up with my own answer. What would I ask myself? I don't know, really. What would you ask me if you actually had a choice?
What would I ask you that
I'm guessing you read all these questions.
And that I wouldn't get sacked for asking you. Off the record, what would I know, I've got one. You didn't want to stay at Brawn. What was it about not staying at that team that was good enough for Michael Schumacher?
What was it that was not good enough for staying at that team?
That's what I'm not going to ask you that. That's what I would ask you if I didn't want to get sacked or never work here again.
Okay.
You didn't.
Making sure your English was correct then.
It wasn't very good. It's been a long 4 days.
I think.
What wasn't good enough for you that was good enough for Michael?
I don't know. He doesn't know what he's getting himself in for, does he? But he hasn't been there for 7 years. But no, it's a good question, and I think that I'm not going to say anything bad about Brawn because they've done an amazing job. I'd say the Brackley-based team because obviously it's changed names over the last 3 years quite a bit. But the Brackley-based team is a great team, I must say, and I've worked with them for 7 years, and we've had some really tough days. We had some great days in 2004, fighting with the Ferraris. 2006 won our first Grand Prix, and obviously winning the World Championship last year. So we've worked very closely together, and I really did feel like it was family with the team. And I'm so glad that I won the World Championship with them. But I think they completely understand why I've moved, and the reason is because I want a new challenge. And that challenge is definitely with McLaren. I don't know who's going to build the best car next year or this year. I really don't. No one knows, but we're going to work as hard as we can to fight with the Mercedes team, the Mercedes-Benz GP team as it is now, and with Red Bull and with Ferrari. So I'm really looking forward to the partnership with Lewis, and that is the truth from the bottom of my heart. You know, I think that we can work very well together, and I think we can, as a team, fight for the World Championship this year. And us two together is a much stronger team than being in separate teams. And then when we get to the end of the year, we'll see. But at the moment, we've got to work together, and there's no reason to say, oh, I'm going to beat him, he's going to beat me. No one has a clue. I'm sure everyone's opinionated about it, but nobody knows until the last race finishes. So we're going to work together, and we're going to hopefully do a good job for the British fans.
Hurrah to that. Simon's just sorting out the tickets there. Okay.
Yeah, go on then. You can have a ticket.
There's a young fan here holding a piece of paper with a hand up. Let's have a question. You might be going to Silverstone.
Do you think you'll beat Michael Schumacher this year?
Do I think I'll beat Michael Schumacher? Well, I hope I am. I hope I'm going to. But, you know, nobody knows the outcome. But the aim is to beat Michael Schumacher, yes. And a few people have said he's 41 years old. Is he too old to be racing in Formula One, and has he lost it? But I don't think so. You know, he's won more world championships than anyone. So he will be competitive. He's not a silly guy. He won't be coming back to Formula One. He's not coming back to Formula One to be slow. You know, he's going to be competitive, and I think he'll be ready for the first race. And I hope so. You know, it'd be great if Michael's fighting it out at the front. I think it's really good for Formula One. It's going to bring a few fans back that maybe left when Michael did. And it's made for the best season in Formula One, I think, ever. I really do think that. It's going to be such a competitive season. You've got 4 world champions, one guy that missed out by 1 point, and a few very, very talented people. So it's exciting. New teams, new drivers. It's great.
Okay, good question. You're going to the British Grand Prix, courtesy of Silverstone. Well done. We have got no more Grand Prix tickets, but we do still want some good questions. Great opportunity to grill the world champion here live. So, Si, it's chap at the front in the Brawn hat.
Right, gents, do you think your dad's gonna stay with the lucky pink shirts this season?
Yeah, did you ask the question this morning as well? I don't know, I hope not. I said I hope not. Someone said he should wear orange, and I'm sorry.
Actually, round of applause for John Button.
I didn't know he was going to be here, by the way, just so you know.
It's John's fault that Jenson's world champion for sticking by him. Well done, John.
Glad you left it at that.
Yeah. McLaren orange shirt would be quite good.
Yeah, I think McLaren orange you should go for.
He was reasonably keen when
That's
we
not
suggested
McLaren
it.
orange, that is.
He's gone now. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
What colour do we all think the car's going to be next year? Yeah? Do we like it in silver? Yeah, good. I don't know what colour it's going to be. What about the garage? What colour is that going to be? Lime green? It's the wrong team.
Expensive tiles colour.
They're not going to be lime green either. They're going to be silver.
Right, let's have some more questions. Stranger, go down to the
Do
end.
you think it's going to be confusing with four silver cars on the grid? I don't think it will be. Do you?
Hopefully, for your sake, there'll only be 2 at the front.
I wasn't going to say that. You did.
Hiya. You said about with the new refueling regulations for 2010 how everyone's going to be sort of on an even playing field. Do you think that your sort of smooth driving style can give you the advantage there, and do you think you can make it work?
Yes, I do. But I'm sure I'm not the only driver that thinks that. I think a lot of people think that Lewis is aggressive in his driving style, and I think he is sometimes. But I think when he's at his best and when he's driving a car he feels comfortable with, I think he's quite smooth. And I think you'll see that on quite a few of his qualifying laps. So I think he'll get to grips with it pretty quickly as well. And it's something we'll be working on a lot in February through the tests. Because it's going to be a very important thing to get used to. Because if you're not smooth, you're going to destroy the tyres, and it screws. Can I say that? screws your. I keep saying it. Your pit stop strategy up. Yeah. So pit stops are going to be very important, and for us, the important thing is to be ready for the first race. I'm sure everyone's thinking like that. Oh, there you go again. I'm sure. I'm sure everyone's going to try and be ready for the first race. And it's important to think of every scenario that could happen at the first race. It's a very different situation with the pit stops. It's not the same as last year. You don't think, I'll go aggressive, I'll go conservative. It's very, very different. And it's working out when is going to be the best time to stop, which sounds easy, but it's really, really not. We've done a lot of different scenarios in the simulator already, and it's difficult to find the exact lap to stop on, which is best. So being ready for the first race and knowing everything that could possibly happen and running through it all in your mind and being confident is going to be so, so important at the first race. And it's so easy to pick up points at the first race. And I think for the last, I don't know how many years, the person that's won the first race has won the championship. So we've got to watch out for that one and make sure it's me, basically.
Thank you. Do you think, can you hear me? Do you think a woman could ever win an F1 World Championship?
Do I think a woman could? At this moment in time, I don't think they could, because, let me finish before you all go boo, or half of you go boo, and the other cheer. I don't think I think it's very difficult at the moment, because girls don't normally have the same chances boys do when they're younger. How many girls have the opportunity to start karting at 8? There's not so many. So, experience, you learn so much when you're young. And when you go to a karting event, you might have sort of 2 or 3% of the drivers are girls. So when you get up through the formulas, there aren't so many girls that reach the top. So for sure it could happen in the future. A girl can be fit enough. A 100-meter hurdler is definitely fitter than I am. So it's definitely possible. We've got Danica Patrick in IndyCars at the moment, who's doing very well. So, yeah, definitely.